If the Lions go 12-4, I'm sending this tape into ESPN.
Welcome to Champs, baby. We don't win in the specific years that I want us to win. Let's go! Let's go! I was big on them and so was Chandler. Because he's not the better player. Watch them play football.
Oh my God! You watched the highlights? Did you watch Johnny Manziel's highlights when he? Whoa, guys! Look at me! I'm gonna go throw the ball.
If Stidham outperforms Newton, Stidham's gonna start. That's all you have. How are you gonna win the division with that? How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Nosebleeds podcast. We're back here today with a full recap of the Super Bowl, as well as some off-season news that we have to talk about. We got a lot of questions from the viewers as well, so we have a lot to talk about this week. My name is Nick Antonakis, and I'm lucky to be joined by the usual cast. We got Stuart Brooks, Chandler Batts back here for another episode. How you guys doing? Chandler Batts.
Damn, this isn't starting off hot. After last week's struggle, this is not a good start, Nick.
Last week's struggle. Oh, yeah. Well, it's 2 weeks ago now.
Take a week off.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Some R&R.
Oh.
Well.
All right.
Doing well, though.
What the? How did you get that?
I figured I had to take a screenshot on this.
Electric.
All right, we're going to do it like
Amazing.
this.
Well,
Okay, as Stuart does that, I'm
two
going to make my
Knicks.
plug about NCAA sports being back, and I'm so happy.
the video.
I'm so happy. This is all I cared about this past week.
Wait for 3 years, and then I'll be back.
They're saying that 2023 is going to be the year. So
That's 2 years. I was almost right.
Well, they're not going to do this next cycle. They're not going to do NCAA 20.
I've heard a bunch of rumors. One of them was that they weren't going to have the actual players. Is that true?
They're figuring out how they're going to do it. It all depends on what the NIL,
I feel like that's kind of an important aspect of the game.
Stuart, the viewers can't even see your picture because
Oh, shit. My bad. I didn't even know
it makes you disappear when you don't do the thing.
I didn't know it was even off. My bad.
No, it's fine.
No, because there's a grid view on the
there are a bunch
recording.
of things they're going to have. And like,
but you
I
just
have
disappear.
the
It'd just be me and Chandler.
I have the current players in this game, so there'll always be a modding community that can make
Exactly, yeah. So that's
So wait, they're gonna release a game with all fake players, right?
Well, they might.
Well, it's possible. NIL, everyone's
I'm sure they're trying to clear licenses. They'll try.
Yeah,
but
the target date is 2022, so that's why they said 2023.
Yeah, well, hopefully, EA can get their shit together because Madden kind of sucks. So, that's pretty ass. So I guess we just have to see what happens. Graphics are nice though, so you get that aspect at least.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Just if we can all get the PS5 in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. Well. All right. So that covers that.
Yeah, let's start. Yeah, we'll start talking about the Super Bowl. Actually, our boy Tom Brady has won his 7th Super Bowl, solidifying himself as the greatest of all time. He was already the greatest of all time.
He was already the greatest before the 5th one, in my opinion. So yeah.
Yeah, when he won Seattle, I think that's when he solidified.
Most
himself.
people were pretty much on board at that point, and then now he's won 3 and been to 4 since that point. So
he's won more Super Bowl MVPs than anyone has won Super Bowls.
And he's won more Super Bowls than any team in the NFL has won Super Bowls.
Yeah. And he passed Michael Jordan for like the most, I'd say, in the common era of sports. I guess we should talk about the game first.
Brady dusted on him. Poor Mahomes.
The thing was before the game, people totally underestimated the rosters. The rosters here was that if you looked at these rosters top down, I just say just take away the quarterbacks. You 100% pick the Bucs.
Yeah.
People were picking the Chiefs and picking them as the favorite, not only because the Chiefs are going to get it done, but they have Mahomes. He's freaking Superman. He alone can change the tide of the game. But by taking him out of it so much like they did, which obviously we'll get to the specifics, that completely changed it because once he isn't, God, then all of a sudden it's almost a mismatch. Tampa, the Chiefs defense isn't really that good. They've got good players.
Tampa's defense was
Brady,
obliterating.
we plenty of stuff to talk about with the line, but on the other side, Brady had all day. He barely got pressured. He got sacked once in the first quarter, I think.
5 pressures.
5
to 39 for Mahomes.
They have a very good offensive line, and even they had that one snap over Brady's head, and Romo was all like, "Oh, Jim, this is something that can really change the game." I'm like, "It's 20-9. There's 2 minutes to go. They're gonna make this field goal. It's pretty much over. Just calm down." But anyway, Romo aside, he had all day to throw. Literally, Like
He had,
Brady, when Brady's under
multiple
pressure,
minutes.
he does struggle, especially lately because he's old.
Yeah.
We saw last season too. But nope, no pressure on him. Basically, the entire last 3 quarters of the game. And obviously we'll get to Mahomes. But that's just my first take is that it's like this Bucs roster is better than the Chiefs. It was just that we all expected Mahomes to just do it, and it just didn't happen for many reasons. But
Yeah, and first 3 touchdowns all being scored by former Patriots, 2 by Gronk, 1 by AB, and we
should have been us, man.
And see, that's what I was saying. That's why I've been feeling this pain all year when Brady has succeeded. I mean, I'm rooting for the guy, but I mean, it should have, like you said, should have been us. We should have paid him.
AB's
Yeah,
barely a
barely
former
a-
Patriot,
Scored
but
a
yeah,
touchdown.
Well, yeah, but it's Gronk. He was rummaging through everyone.
literally
we're just out here with
like-
Cam Newton and
reawoke.
Damian Harris,
N'Keal
and
Harry.
Jacoby Myers, N'Keal Harry.
Gronk reawoke in this game.
Hey guys, don't worry. Matt Lacoste is coming back.
Oh, Jesus.
Amazing. Wait, what? Didn't we cut him?
No, he opted out.
Bro.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. he
Why
didn't
would
play
Why would we ever bring him back?
this
Well,
He's
game.
literally
We'll get to whether
him,
or not.
Izzo, Keen, and Asiasi all have to be cut.
Yeah,
At least
right now.
I'm sure they won't cut the rookies because only one season. Well, I think Keane can be a fullback, but yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
All right.
To
Well,
move on a bit to the Chiefs. Mahomes ran for 500 yards. It was 497, I think. Was the
Yeah.
exact number.
most of any quarterback
Before he
this
threw
season.
the ball.
It's crazy.
That's crazy. First off, those.
He was looking like Josh Allen 2 weeks before him.
Yeah.
Worse.
I saw something. I was just scrolling through
Yeah.
through Instagram after the Super Bowl, and there was like a recap of like a comedy recap of the last week, and it was somebody saying that Josh Allen is the Patrick Mahomes of running 20 yards before getting sacked. So then I commented, well, now Patrick Mahomes is the Patrick Mahomes of running for 20 yards before he gets sacked.
Right.
He didn't really get sacked though. I want to say about
It wasn't
that
even.
one play
Yeah.
where it hit the guy's. It literally hit his face mask.
Yeah,
I
his
was
teammates
watching
were
it.
selling.
I just I stood up.
There was-
I walked away. I couldn't.
There was
I
two.
couldn't
There was
stop
2 times that happened. That was really bad. Once was earlier in the. It was still in the first half where he scrambled out of the pocket on 3rd down and he hit Kelsey, who's I've almost never seen Kelsey drop a pass. I mean, he was.
He
wide open,
dropped like 3 that whole
But he
game.
was he had an easy play on the ball and he dropped it. He was really mad at himself, which makes sense.
I
but
know.
that was something that really changed it. I
It's
think
costly.
that
But
play.
at the
and,
same time, we can't
you know.
totally absolve Mahomes of the blame.
Oh yeah, definitely not. I mean, people
the
need to
first drive
stop.
was really bad.
The
Get to
real,
balance.
yeah,
You can't just be like, oh yeah, Rodgers.
People
can't
need to
win the
stop
playoffs.
saying like
he's blameless.
he's not.
100% of the blame when they do well. Doesn't get 100. He shouldn't get 100% of the blame.
Yeah, I mean, but we see. I mean, Carson Wentz last season didn't have an O line, and he threw for 4,000 yards, and he was decent. I mean, Mahomes played up until basically the game was over. Horrible.
Yeah.
Up until that drive where he got those 2 incompletions, he just had there was a point in the 4th quarter where he had 75 passing yards. I mean, I've never seen this. As we've said on this before,
3
Mahomes
passing
is
yards in the first.
Mahomes is the best quarterback any of us have ever seen. One of the best, maybe the best sports player any of us have seen. He's just incredible. And he looked not only human, but like pretty bad. Like by far, by 2 leagues, the worst we've seen him. Even in games where he's played poorly, I feel like he's been a lot better than this. Like it's just, And real
Brady.
quick, on that the one play that was really, people need to. It was a good play, but there was no way that ball could have been completed. The one on 3rd and goal where he spun out of the sack and through the corner of the end zone. It was a good play, but it wasn't like the receiver dropped it. There was no way he was going to catch that. But yeah.
It was as good of a throw as it could have been.
Yeah, it was good to get it away, but.
And Brady, the only person to beat the Chiefs in a big game, led by Patrick Mahomes so far throughout his career.
Mahomes in the playoffs is Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's just, I mean, that just might be his kryptonite until Brady retires or just doesn't make it to there. I mean, obviously we've seen him beat him in the regular season, but those games have been close with pretty terrible Patriots teams.
Regular
But
season doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it's Mahomes is 2-1 against him in the regular season, 0-2 in the playoffs. We did beat them that first time, but it was like 40-40.
Oh yeah.
But Mahomes, not Mahomes. Another thing is I remember seeing also before the season the Bucs defensive backs were ranked 32nd in the entire league. I mean, what a joke. I mean, I wouldn't have said that in the first place. But
Yeah,
like,
what?
wow. I mean, they didn't even like the Bucks didn't actually blitz that much. It was just that the line just absolutely
didn't really
dominated.
blitz at all.
They blitzed like
about that.
Yeah, they blitzed like 3
consistent
times.
4-man rushes.
I think there was
Ran a
2
4-3.
times in the first half. They brought a cornerback blitz with Davis, I think, once in the first half that worked, but they didn't blitz that much.
They were just playing a deep cover too and daring the Chiefs to run. And when they did run, I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire, somebody wants to check the numbers. He had 9 rushes for like 65 yards or something.
I remember the start of the third. Yeah, he was good.
That's a really solid yards per carry, but they weren't running it because they got down so early.
They got down, you can't run the ball. I still would have continued to try it though. I mean, they were only down 15. And he's a good running back.
The crazy thing is I know this is all that would have been maybe one of the craziest plays in the Super Bowl. The crazy sidearm pass that Mahomes had.
Yeah.
He was like falling down.
If that was
his body was parallel.
If that's a touchdown, complete momentum shift. Do I think the Bucks still win? Yes.
Probably, yeah.
But at that point, you can run the ball again. Then maybe the Bucks have to send pressure. Then Mahomes throws a 50-yard bomb to Tyreek Hill for a touchdown, and then bam, maybe we go into overtime. I still think the Bucks win the game.
Yeah, because the offense is not going to be stopped.
Who was that? Was that Pringle?
I think so. It was. I mean, it would have been. It wasn't like a super easy catch or anything. They were doubling him in the end zone at that point.
But it didn't touch anybody. Like the ball went through cleanly.
Tyreek Hill.
I didn't even want them to win, and I was frustrated.
The thing was that Kelsey and Hill played, especially Kelsey had 10 for 133, and Kelsey had 7 for 73. Those are decent numbers, especially Kelsey. That's a good game.
That's a good game. Yeah.
I guess it's something to be said that Mahomes does a good job making these other guys look good sometimes, but they don't really have any other good receivers on this team.
McCole Hardman was terrible.
Yeah, he's been injured. Watkins did nothing.
Marcus Robinson doesn't really do anything.
He has Butterfingers. I don't want to say they need, but like people, sometimes you underestimate, until you have it, like those oodles of wide receivers. Just having that 1 or 2 or 3 guys who can just make a catch. And, Tyreek Hill's not really a possession catch kind of guy. He's not going to get like that nice 8-yard out like an Edelman or even like, for Brady, it's Scotty Miller or something. But, they just didn't have that. And because their offense is so reliable on those Kelsey over the middle for 25 and Tyreek down the field for 70. And when they couldn't get those, then they just kind of came out flat.
Yeah, and we joked about it last week saying, oh, what are you going to do? Double Tyreek and double Kelsey? Because they still have other weapons. And they didn't even They didn't cover Kelsey.
They didn't even double Kelsey. They doubled Hill.
But they lined up on him good in the
Devin White
slot, especially.
They just chipped him every time.
Yeah, Devin White played unbelievable. Both linebackers.
I underestimated this Bucks defense so much.
Oh,
their
linebackers. I was thinking about that.
Good.
I was thinking about this might be is this not top to bottom 11 starters like the best defense in the league if you think about it? I mean, secondary maybe not.
Probably, yeah.
They have maybe the best linebacker core in the league.
Yeah, definitely.
White and Levante David. And then now that they got Vea back and they had to pass.
That was another thing.
Yeah.
Early in the first quarter, this is something that they didn't talk about, but they should have. That they were flexing out Vita Vea to play defensive end when they noticed that Mahomes was running out. At one point he had 27 rushing yards and 3 passing yards.
Yeah, that was keeping them in the game in the first quarter.
And then they flex Vita Vea because they have so much flexibility. They can put Ndamukong Suh in the middle. JPP with the batted down pass. He had a great game. Shaq Barrett, awesome. That's a terrifying defense. And speaking of,
we're gonna get clapped next year.
Antoine Winfield, he was my safety number 1 in that draft.
Yeah,
that was the single greatest thing I've ever seen when he hit Tyreek with the peace sign.
He got flagged for it. Who cares?
I'm sure he doesn't care either. I mean, it's just crazy to me how much, I guess it does give an advantage. Teams don't usually play each other in the regular season in the Super Bowl the same year. Last time that's happened, I think, was Patriots Giants back in 2012. We actually lost that game, but so that's too bad. But it doesn't happen often, obviously. Patriots played the Rams back in 2001. I know that too, but and we lost, but then we won the Super Bowl. So, it's good to have to play that team twice, especially because that game was close. All they had to do was, all right, our mistakes was that Tyreek Hill completely destroyed us in the first half. Yeah, but in the second half, we outscored them. So, if we can just stop him, and that's sort of
more wins. Yeah.
And, I remember in that game in like week 12 or whatever it was, that was just brutal. Like, it was almost like nothing I'd ever seen before. Like, it was like they might as well not have even been on the field. And yet, they completely locked him up pretty much. He didn't have any deep passes. So yeah, good job by the Bucs secondary in that aspect too, because they locked up the fastest dude in the league.
And it goes to show you how much a quarterback can change a team. Because last year, before Brady, they were 7-9.
7-9. How do you go from that to this?
That's ridiculous. Sure, they got a bunch of talent to come with Brady.
It's Brady's allure.
They got some healthy. Their defense got healthy. They got Winfield. They got AB. They got Gronk. And they got Fournette. Yeah,
Tristan Wirfs was so good.
Yeah, Fournette did really well this game too.
We were talking
as much.
We were texting about that, and it was like, look, I don't think he would have. Dude, he cleared waivers.
Yeah,
like they didn't even have to claim him. He just signed with them because no one picked him up off of when they first cut him. So, so that means the Jags got nothing for him.
Crazy
at all, not even a compensatory pick.
It's ridiculous.
So you really don't think they could have gotten a fifth for him at least? I mean, he's been not
at the time.
Yeah, he was pretty solid last year, right?
He was basically like Sony Michel.
Yeah, he was like a serviceable back. Like he wasn't like terrible, but he wasn't
he was just a little bit better.
But then again, he had a great reputation before. Back in 2017, he was tearing heads off people.
His first two seasons.
He was also second year player then.
Yeah,
that was going to be, I think, the last year of his rookie contract.
Yeah, well, he looked unbelievable, and it's just like you just keep adding pieces, and eventually it works, And Ronald Jones, even though I was really scared he was going to fumble because he always looks like he's going to fumble, he played well enough. And then they also had Fournette. You just can't deal with both, not easily.
Yeah,
they just kept grounding it.
Crazy when Scotty Miller didn't even do anything all game, and we didn't know.
No, and neither did Mike Evans or Chris Godwin, the main dudes that we thought.
AB and Gronk the whole game.
Yeah,
Fournette.
Godwin had like 2 catches for 9. Evans had a 30-yarder that didn't even matter because it was the goal line stand play. And he did that one play that was the penalty, which if I don't think he tripped him, then it would have been a touchdown anyway. Didn't matter. But either way, I mean, Brady went there and we were all talking about, oh yeah, well he's hooking up with these 2 really good receivers, and in the end, neither of them really did anything.
It was Gronk the whole time, yeah.
It's Gronk.
And it's fitting to be in the Super Bowl. I mean, just another slap in the face to us Patriots fans. And the people who were going like, oh, the Brady got bought out by the refs. Donuts.
There was a couple bad calls. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't
sure, but again,
he didn't actually.
Well, they weren't bad. They were just a little light. I feel like, especially
it was the total. It was just a consistency.
It was weighing in the Bucs' favor a little bit, but
I'm trying to think of the worst one. I think it was. Yeah, I didn't like the holding call in the first quarter on the Bucs' first touchdown drive. I really didn't. I don't think that was right. And the Brady interception was also questionable. I do think the 2 on the touchdown drive before the half were right. He did trip Evans, even though it wasn't like a lot of contact, he did do it. I think it would have been a touchdown. And then the other one, fucking Matthew just pushed him. So what do you want? You can't do that. So, and also, as we'll get into Tyrann Matthew, they should get mad.
Don't step up to the GOAT like that, dude.
And in all sports,
messed up.
In all sports, they always do not give the opponent bulletin board material. You don't want to give them any extra motivation against us that they don't already have. And look what he did. He motivated the shit out of Brady.
Yeah.
Up 8. I mean, first of all, why are you talking trash when you're down? I mean, come on.
Yeah,
And then second of all, I mean,
apparently he said something. He said that Brady said something that he couldn't repeat, and then he deleted the tweet because he realized that Brady was mic'd up.
Yeah. That's coming out tomorrow, so we'll see what he said.
I'm so
that's kind of a.
He probably just said like, "I got you."
You're sorry.
And then Brady was like, "I'm coming at you every time." That's what looked like Brady said with his lips. He said something like he was going to go out.
Like 32.
And also, that's bullshit. Brady fucking talks shit to Ray Lewis and like all kinds of dudes.
Imagine that.
He's
Ray
not
Lewis
known as like a nice guy.
Scariest human.
Yeah. Brady's not known as like a nice guy on the field. He's not Andrew Luck or Joey Bosa or something. He's not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thanks man. He talks mad trash, and we know that.
Yeah.
Or he doesn't talk mad trash, but he definitely gets into the.
He has a mouth on him, He's not afraid to.
So Matthew shouldn't have gotten all upset about that, and
then he texted him an apology after the game.
Yeah. So
did you see that?
Yeah.
Like, oh my.
It's just trash talk.
Chiefs down bad.
If the Chiefs had won, then he wouldn't have cared about the trash talk. He would have just been like, "Oh yeah, Brady's a competitor. I'm a competitor. We got the win or something."
Yeah.
But since he
it's
lost,
just salty.
So yeah, well.
Tyrann Matthew. Oh yeah.
And also he played like shit too. So there's that.
Terrible.
He got completely dominated by AB, and just.
Yeah. I mean, kudos to you, Tom. We miss
we
you.
didn't really
Please.
talk.
I
in
hope
the
he
game
plays till he's
itself,
50.
he barely did anything in the second half, but it's not like he really needed to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He played
they're
great in the
already
first half.
Plays 50.
I'm pissed he had all his interceptions against the Packers because he has 11 touchdowns and 3 picks in this playoff run. 11 is the most in a playoff run.
Yeah, with Joe
Flacco and Montana. And
Wow.
but they each had 0 interceptions in their runs. Brady had 3. So
Oh.
yeah, too bad. But I couldn't help but be happy for 2 reasons. One, because obviously I'm gonna root for him, and then secondly, because I was on the Bucs bandwagon for most of the season.
Yeah.
I ended up being correct. I didn't think this was gonna happen though. If they were gonna win, I was like, oh, it's gonna be 31 to
I thought it was going to be a
30.
good game.
Instead, they
It's kind of
banked them.
disappointing.
And honestly, if
Yeah.
like total yards, like it couldn't have been that different. Here, let me check stats. Total yards.
Yeah, while Stewart looks for that.
It was the Chiefs had more total yards than the Bucs.
Wow.
Oh,
They had 350.
no.
The Bucs had 340.
340, yeah.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
The Chiefs only had 4 less first downs. They got sacked 3 times. They had more total plays. Yeah, I don't. The time of possession was pretty close. I mean, it felt like the Chiefs didn't even. It felt like the Bucs didn't even have the ball. in
Bucks
the second
punted
half.
more.
Yeah, I feel like the Bucs. Did you even?
It's the penalties. 11 for 120 yards.
Yeah.
Yep.
You screwed yourself
Crazy.
there.
Yeah, and also on that, Andy Reid, and 2 things about Andy Reid. The first being that he did his typical Andy Reid fashion. He didn't adapt. He's a great coach before the game. He does a great job preparing over the bye weeks and stuff. Andy Reid with a bye week is terrifying. He's a great play caller, but when it comes to the game situations,
He refuses to adjust.
like in the Eagles Super Bowl, he didn't. When the Patriots were playing the Eagles, they were down 10 with like 8 minutes to go, and they had a touchdown drive. But Reid did such a bad job managing the clock; it left no time when they got the ball back. That McNabb threw an interception to Harrison. So
yeah.
you need to change. You need to change it up a little bit. Last year, I think he didn't have to because Mahomes was just so incredible in the fourth quarter.
And because Jimmy G sold the
Yeah,
game.
and Jimmy G sold. So but when you're playing against Brady, who's not going to make a lot of mistakes, you kind of have to, especially when you're down, you got to start changing it up a little bit. And it looked like they did it first with the runs, but it just didn't end up well for them. Andy Reid, I thought that if they were going to win, people were going to start talking. 2 Super Bowls as a coach, that's pretty impressive, but I guess not.
Do we also think that this is a reflection of Bieniemy to a certain extent, and might be the reason why he's not getting head coaching gigs?
I don't know. I mean, yeah,
He's the one holding the offensive play sheet.
he's not the one that's supposed to dictate the game plan per se, I guess. But
yeah.
I mean, it was true though that his plays weren't exactly doing anything for the team.
You see. I mean, he was I guess I didn't really know this going into it, but he was a running back. He was a pretty good running back for a while.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He should have seen cover 2, high safety defense on
Zone.
Tyreek Hill the entire game. Yeah, zone. Well, man zone. Yeah.
Man zone, yeah. And also they got Hill and Kelsey going down the field. That's going to leave the whole field open for.
And then there's the entire under, and they never took the under.
Yeah. And also they're going to roll out. They're going to they put up a spy, or not a spy, but kind of like they put up something from Mahomes a lot of the game.
Yeah.
And if you do that, then you're going to leave, space open. And they just didn't. How many times did they even run the ball? Let's see. They ran it 9 times with Allaire, 5 with Mahomes, once with Tyreek, once with Damian Williams, who did nothing. So 3, 8. They only ran the ball 17 times. And the Bucs ran it 33 times. So
And they tore through them.
Oh yeah, that was just
Yeah.
And also I forgot to mention this, but about Andy Reid, it could have been possibly the stuff that happened with his son. I don't know, this week with the drunk driving. I mean, that definitely. I'm sure that because not only I'm sure that everybody on the team knows that guy. He's a linebacker coach, but he's the coach's son, so I'm sure everybody knows him. And for that to happen, I'm sure that they respected for him to do that. I'm sure that it shook them a little bit. I don't want to give them excuses, but but yeah, rough situation. I'm sure that didn't help things.
Yeah, not that these situations are similar. One is much more personal than the other, but similar to kind of the Patriots back in 2014 or 15 with Deflategate before the Super Bowl. That's all that everybody was focused on beforehand, which is also a huge distraction.
Brady didn't let us focus on it.
And we won. So
yeah, I know. That's what I was gonna. Didn't affect Brady. It's just, I don't know. It hurts that Brady's
I can't believe
not
this.
here.
I can't believe this happened.
Damn.
In the end of the day,
Me neither.
Yeah.
And I'm happy because it shuts down the Patriots haters of the past, saying that he's.
No one will ever. Well, people will, of course.
Yeah.
But the questions about Brady are really. I mean, if you're really
Silenced.
racing at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
I know that he had a great defense. I know that he didn't. I know he didn't throw for 400 yards, but I mean, come on now. He's won. He keeps winning, and it's just, it's insane. And I think this is a point I was going to make earlier about the game. Is like, I guess this kind of reminds me of the Seahawks Broncos Super Bowl a little bit, because if you remember, the Broncos were actually favored in that game. They had that amazing offense. And, usually great defenses can stop the great offenses. So it made sense to me that Seattle could win that game even before. But I never expected them to just, destroy them like that. And that's basically what happened here. I mean, it wasn't exactly the same, but it was a 22-point win. And as the Chiefs didn't even score a touchdown, which is insane. I mean, imagine people who bet that Chiefs touchdown. I'm sure the odds weren't good, but like.
Oh, and the lineman almost scored a touchdown. Imagine
somebody
people bet $10 and made 3.5K.
Somebody bet. I think somebody bet $50 and made $4,500 that the Chiefs weren't going to score a touchdown.
Wow.
I mean, I can't think of one person.
What about those return kickoff ones? That's just stupid. Why would you bet on that for $10?
Well, you mean that it was like
the first kickoff of the game not going for a touchdown?
Well, touchback.
It didn't though, so they got.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Oh, a touchback. Yeah, true. But the touchdown
before this game, 17 of the last 19 were not touchbacks. So
I feel like even though
Butker has a crazy because the ball goes straight to Canton after the kickoff. That ball is never in circulation again. They don't break it in. It's just one kick and the ball's out.
Yeah.
So that's why it's never really a touchback. And like a lot of people were looking into it and said, "Oh, what's his name, Mickens or whatever it is."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had taken balls out already, so it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he always takes it out.
You're going to take it out unless it's all the way in the back of the end zone. So
he's a pretty good kick returner too. So.
I was talking about it before the game. I was saying that was a pretty safe bet if you want to put money on that,
and it hit for a lot of people. And also speaking of punting, Townsend basically that was one of the biggest plays of the game.
Oh my god! That was bad.
Because the Bucs
find a job
at that point. When the Bucs got stopped at the goal line, even though the Chiefs punted, and then the Bucs punted. No. Well, the Bucs didn't punt, but even though the Chiefs were punting, I was like, well, that's huge because the Chiefs get the ball at halftime. If they can just keep the score at 7-3, they have 100% still like the favorite in this game.
Yeah.
And he just had to kick it like 23 yards. I don't know what that was.
It was awful.
It was like the 29-yard line.
He's gonna get cut. He's gonna get cut.
Yeah,
he had been good this year, but
he's been a pretty bad holder.
Slippery. So he almost got blocked too the first time.
Yeah, he dropped it.
Dropped it.
Yeah.
It was a low snap, and then hit off his hand and went on the ground. He barely got it off, and then they got it.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I just didn't. There was not one analyst I think that I could see all over anywhere.
Romo also sucked. Romo had a terrible.
Romo had a tough one. The problem with Romo, real quick. I was just gonna say that no analyst picked the Bucs blowout. No one thought this.
No one.
But Romo's too positive. He's too like, oh, Jim, they still got a chance. I'm like, let's be genuine.
I don't know, guys. Whenever that Mahomes guy's on the field, anything's possible.
I thought it was over after the interception, the first one. I was like,
trying to please the losing fans at home because he's used to trying to let his Cowboys fans down easy when he lost every year.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's just a sprain.
I don't know about that one, Jim.
Once he threw the pick, one
good thing.
When Mahomes is throwing picks, you got a problem.
Now Mahomes in the Super Bowl is 2 touchdowns and 4 picks. So Brady only has 6 picks in the Super Bowl. So he'll pass. I'm sure he'll pass him in that category. And I guess should we talk about Brady and Mahomes? It's going to be astronomically difficult for him to catch.
That's what I'm saying. I was saying it even a month ago or whatever.
Now now
it's out of reach.
Yeah, see, Romo was saying now he needs to get 8. I think he needs to get 9.
He needs to beat Brady. That's what he needs to do. What he needs to do is
but then
Mahomes needs to
Brady. Let's say he beats Brady next year. People are going to be like, "Oh, it's 44-year-old Brady. It doesn't really matter."
Yeah, see, again, that's what I said.
Yeah,
I said earlier in the year, Mahomes at 44 cannot play the way Brady's playing right now, in my opinion. I don't think he's going to be able to do that. Younger Mahomes is going to be way better than younger Brady. Yeah. But
Mahomes needs to root for the Bucs to make it to the Super Bowl next season.
Yeah.
Because I still think the Chiefs can make it next year. I don't, it was a tough game.
He needs revenge.
But that offensive line coming back,
they're
really old.
They're really old, and also Fisher tore his ACL, so he's not going to really be ready for the start of the season, is he?
We'll put him at 80% for the rest of his career of what he did this season.
Yeah, and he was.
Yeah, and plus Mahomes is going to go get surgery now too.
Yeah,
and that's
another thing about Mahomes that I agree with you that you're saying is that he's not like super gimpy, but he's not as durable. Did he even miss a single start until that torn ACL?
No, I don't think so.
Between that game and now, has he missed any starts? I don't think
so.
The
only ones I think he missed were because of the 4-game suspension at the start of 2017.
And that's not the only one too. Like, Breeze and Peyton and Favre, like a lot of these quarterbacks are, part of their durability, their longevity was the durability throughout their whole career. And Mahomes has had a few injuries now, like legitimate ones. He got hurt last season towards the end in the playoffs, but he was fine. He got hurt pretty badly. He was out for like 6 weeks last year. Yep. He got hurt again this week. He gets banged up. And also there's many games where he goes down and comes up gimpy. So, you have to, I'm sure he'll have a longer career. I'm sure he'll play till he's 39 or something. But I don't think there's almost
not going to be putting up Brady age numbers.
He's not going to be playing until he's 43. Not like this.
No. I don't think he's going to be playing the same style when he's
going to have, if he wants to, then he needs to completely change up his game and stop moving around so much.
He has the arm to be able
that would limit his ability. But yeah, I just, it would just take so much. I mean, the thing is like, not only that, but, the Chiefs, this is their best chances right now, and they just lost. They're not, Hill and Kelsey are going to be done before Mahomes. It's just the way football works.
Yeah.
And the defense, they're going to, it's never going to be, he's not going to have that many more great opportunities like this one. I'm sure he'll get another good roster in 6 years or something with new receivers, but, because the GM there is good. But, I mean, is he going to, think about this. Like, he needs to win. If he won 3 Super Bowls, 3 more, he's already won 1. That would be incredible. He still wouldn't even be in Brady's
close.
He still wouldn't be at Brady's level.
Would he even be at Montana at that point? That's the question.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, if he wins 4, if he gets the 4,
I think he needs 4 and then 2 MVPs.
But think about that: 3 Super Bowls. How many quarterbacks has even won 3 Super Bowls?
How many quarterbacks? 3. Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous.
4 quarterbacks: Aikman, fucking Montana, Bradshaw, and Brady.
Imagine Brady gets 8 now, and he doubles up on second place. Like Brady, what?
Mahomes, it's very possible.
Mahomes,
very possible.
But what I'm saying is like he's not going to be able to just like, oh yeah, he's got to catch Brady. Yeah, well let's let him win a couple more just to even get towards that level first.
Yeah, the fact that Romo's even saying, first off, it's a testament to how incredible Mahomes is that Romo's even
talking about that.
Yeah, now he needs to get 8 now. That's absurd.
Is he going to win?
How is that even like a possible thing?
Yeah,
it says this person needs to get 8 Super Bowls to be the GOAT. Montana.
Brady's literally been in 18% of the Super Bowls. Every
Peyton
Super Bowl
Manning
that's ever
had
happened.
1, and he was considered to be a top 4 quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
Brady or Mahomes, like it's like, he's held to such a high standard. I mean, imagine. He'll probably end up as the statistical all-time leader in a bunch of categories.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He'll probably win at least 2 more MVPs, I'd say. Let's say he wins 2 more Super Bowls and makes another one. He makes 5 Super Bowls and wins 3. That's an incredible career, and he will be easily considered the second greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And yet that still doesn't even touch Brady's overall legacy, and that's just because he's held at such a high standard.
There will never be another player like Tom Brady.
I don't think he's gonna.
Do it.
And he's coming back. He's coming back
in the salary cap era.
Who can say you played a sport till 44 and you're still successful?
He might He might win the Super Bowl again next year. I mean,
I hope he does. And then I hope he comes back to New England for a final run and brings us to 1 more.
I'm not sure if that part will happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if he came back to the Patriots.
If he came back, I don't even care if we go 0-16. Just bring him back for 1 more year, please.
After Bill.
Bill will have to do a public
60
apology.
mil. $60 million. I don't give him full control, Bill.
I'll give him.
And also,
you were the one who messed up in this situation.
Colin Cowherd brought this up next season. Let's say the Bucs bring back a pretty similar team. The Bucs, not only did they not win the division, so they don't play a division winner schedule, but the NFC South plays NFC East next season. They're gonna go 13-3.
Oh my God.
He's going to play the Giants.
They had a very difficult schedule this year.
Brady plays the Giants.
Yeah, they had a tough. They played this year too.
Yeah,
they played the Giants. They beat them.
And he comes back to Gillette next year. That's gonna be.
That means he gets to play the Patriots and the Jets. So he'll probably beat them.
He's gonna whoop us. Oh my God.
Yeah. So he's got a pretty easy schedule. I don't think the Falcons and the Panthers are really that much better. than they were. I don't
No.
think they're going to be that amazing
No.
this season. He'll
I
probably
think that
Unless
they're
if they,
both gonna
unless
have
if the
to get
Panthers somehow get up to number 2 and get like Fields or something, maybe they have a chance of slipping in at 7. Oh, true.
But even then, I still think Brady's
Their defense still sucks.
He'll probably sweep both. He'll probably sweep the whole division. They probably go 5-1. They'll probably
16
drop.
now.
They'll probably 17. I don't think they'll
17,
probably
yeah.
drop one to either New Orleans or Carolina or something. But Breeze isn't coming back. Jameis time. But they'll
Good luck with that. He literally destroyed the Bucks for their
Yeah.
whole chances at even a playoff spot.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, also, Mike Evans just said that he's gonna
Willing
restructure
to take
his contract
pay cut.
so that they can keep Godwin and keep the whole team together.
Oh, he's gonna take one?
And there's no way AB will not resign with
Yeah.
the Bucks.
Yeah, he's like, Tom, I love you, Dad.
That was his only good decision of his last few years was attaching
Yeah.
himself to
Yeah.
Brady's career. He was like, yeah, man. Oh,
Going out
and
his house.
two running backs. The first one being LaShawn McCoy, who has taken 0 snaps in 2 Super Bowls, and he's now
2 rings.
yeah. I mean, he was an amazing running back at his peak. So
15,000 yards.
And
He
then-
deserves it.
good thing the Chiefs signed Le'Veon Bell. He didn't play
Did
a single.
so much for
he
them.
didn't
He
even
didn't play a
dress.
single snap.
He
for
didn't even dress.
Oh, he did. Yeah, Taco
Maybe
Charlton
he
and
did
him
in
both didn't play.
LaShawn did.
And it's funny how Le'Veon was saying before the game, he's like, I think Mahomes would be the GOAT. He's,
Yeah, I think
he's
he-
GOAT
yeah, I think-
material.
He's like, yeah, we got this. We got this.
I mean,
You
the heck
you
happened?
jinxed all
We-
of the Chiefs.
And Tyreek Hill
Dynasty.
this summer being like, we're gonna go for 7 rings, and then Brady saying, yeah, let's go. I'm gonna go for 7, and then he just. That's crazy.
Plus, again,
Yeah.
this benefits the Patriots because if the Chiefs had won, this would have been the first time back-to-back since the Patriots, 2003 and
yeah.
4.
and also it bodes
Haha,
well.
we win again. Thank
The
you, Tom.
underdog, the underdog has won a good amount of the Super Bowls over the last 10 or 15 years, more times than the favorite, and the white jerseys winning the Super Bowl again. Brady's freaking always in these white jerseys.
The
only
Brady
times
in a white jersey, Brady down, sat on the bench.
what's
the other one?
The first 2 Super Bowls he wore blue, but then in the first Eagles one he wore white, and then in the
Malcolm
2
Butler,
Giants
he wore white.
the 2 Giants ones he wore blue, so that's probably why we lost. And then in the Malcolm Butler, and then in everyone since the Giants one, the last 5, he's all worn white. We did lose to Philadelphia, but white jersey. But maybe if these teams meet up again next year, which I actually think is kind of likely, that
They might swap.
the Chiefs will be the designated team to pick, so they'll probably pick white.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Hey,
red
but
on red.
I don't
maybe
know
they'll wear
about
or no, maybe they'll wear the brown ones.
The Bucks should wear the brown. They're black or they gray.
No, they're like
Bucks.
brownish gray.
the Bucks.
I think they're gray.
They
I
have
thought
Well,
they were
Ch-
brownish.
No, that's what my mom said. I don't know. Chandler's colorblind, so he doesn't get.
fair point. I don't have anything.
Yeah,
Well, I think that's all for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, we can kind of move into some other things that are going on around the league. But again, congrats to Brady and Gronk. We miss you. Please come back one day.
not
Probably
Gronk.
won't.
I
But
still don't really like.
No,
Gronk.
no,
I
yeah,
don't
Gronk.
like
You can stay, Gronk.
Take it or
Go
leave it. But Brady.
and
WWE.
enjoy your time in Florida.
Yeah, I
Do
was
those
happy
word
about this
puzzles.
as
You're
I
gonna
could
need it
be
for your brain.
for a non-Patriot Super Bowl. But like,
Yeah, it's probably the
He
most
looked
happy
so
I've been for a
confused during the
non-Patriot team.
national anthem. It was the
He was
first
like,
thing
oh,
that
yeah.
Gronk, he was like, I
which
was
went
like,
over.
wait, what was that first song?
It went over. So,
Yeah,
by 18 seconds.
I knew that on the Pat McAfee show. They had an inside source that said it was.
Oh
gonna be-
yeah, and he freaking lost $30K by betting tails.
And then he made 25K
Bruh.
by having AB score, Leonard Fournette score, Gronk score, and Gronk over 29.5 yards.
That was the 29 and a half.
Yeah, I know it
That's-
was crazy.
that's
I
wow.
would have hammered that over. But it's absurd because on the show on Monday he was like, yeah, I lost $2,000. I made 25. I lost $2,000. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Ooh, spoiled. Anyway, let's go around the league now with some news. Since the last time we met, Drew Stafford has been traded to the Rams.
Drew Stafford.
And if you
Nice.
didn't already see the
Who's
clip on
that?
Let's go,
Instagram,
Drew Stanton.
Who's Drew Stafford?
Who's Drew Stafford, Nick?
That's tough.
wait. Because I always mix up his name with a hockey player. Is his name not Drew Stafford?
Matthew
Oh my God,
Stafford.
Matthew Stafford?
Yes, Matt Stafford. Who is Drew Stafford? Ready?
feel like
I gotta look him up.
I
I
feel
think
like
he's a hockey player.
Someone
Yep.
that I don't care about, evidently.
He's a baseball
Matthew
player.
Stafford.
Has since been traded to the Rams for 2 firsts, Jared Goff, and
Yes.
third.
He played for the
Yeah.
Buffalo Sabres.
It
That's
was a
why.
good trade for both teams. The Lions
I
got
always
better
say that.
value. The Lions got better value. They got 2 firsts. That's pretty great in any situation. But the Rams
Plus,
are
I just jinxed the whole thing. Wait, did I say
Yeah.
on the Instagram Drew Stafford?
I don't think so.
Hope not. I don't think so. But yeah,
I
I was
wouldn't
saying
know.
No way.
the Rams are in win now mode, so that's
Don't. It's
Good
I'm predicting. That
Hey,
it's gonna be
LA
a
is
Bucks,
hosting the Super Bowl
Rams-
next year.
Bucks Rams NFC
NFC
Championship.
they need to get one more receiver though, I think, which might just happen.
Really?
We got the snowblower going outside. Marvin Harrison apparently.
I thought Drew Stafford would land.
Dude, you're an idiot. You're
This
an
is
idiot.
terrible.
I feel like I've never
Why
seen
do I
that.
always
Run a
do
football
that? I've done
podcast.
it before, and I did hashtag Drew
He does
Stafford.
kind of look like a Drew. I won't be
No
wrong.
wonder there was
Yeah.
none.
Yeah.
I'm going back to
I thought you were
Matt.
confusing Drew's
Nobody
name.
thought he was going to the
Yeah.
Rams though, not out of us. I said
Yeah.
Colts, which I think
I think I said the Patriots.
I did
I
not.
said anywhere except New England.
I was
I
like,
said there was no way he would go to the Rams.
I didn't even know they had the capital for it, so I don't blame you, Nick, for just like I mean.
I said,
nobody
what are they
thought.
going to do? Trade Goff in his $40 million contract?
Yeah.
Yeah, but also
They did.
had to give,
That's what I
the
said
thing
in the
is
edit.
that
Yes, they did.
they didn't just trade. They traded the first and the third for Stafford, and then they traded the other first
Just
to
get
give
rid
up
of-
Goff. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the thing. I mean, it's good if you're Goff. It's good, you know. I mean, just
Going to
like
Detroit making
going
money.
to another team, just like you know, it's good to get a new situation. Who knows if he'll succeed, but it's good that he's out of there.
He's spoiler. Well,
I don't
he's
think-
probably not going
He's not.
to.
Galladay turned down a $16 million contract with the
Marvin
Lions. It's
Jones
not looking
Jr.'s
good for him.
gone.
He'll probably go to the Rams. He really likes Stafford.
Or the
so-
Patriots.
I don't know. We'll see.
He
We'll
says that
see
he
if
likes.
one of us has
He says that
Marvin
he.
Jones Jr. on their Patriots team.
He said that he. Well, there was a report that came out that said he would want to play with Stafford again, and they need a third receiver. So
Yeah.
But they have a pretty solid. I mean, their team is fucking good. if
So
they
what
can
this
get a
really
receiver.
tells us, what the Stafford deal really tells us, is that any team can do whatever they want cap-wise, except the Saints. Except the
Yeah,
Saints.
basically.
The Saints
Yeah.
are just proper screwed.
It's just, how do you get that far in debt? I mean, once they get rid of Breeze, Breeze retires, most likely they'll get a
That's
little bit of
still-
relief, but
They're still going to
Still,
be,
they're
I
under
think,
the-
like
it'll be
There's some
9 million,
negative
in
1
red,
million, yeah.
because the cap went up 10 million versus what we expected it to. Now it's 185 instead of 175.
Jesus, the poor
It's
Saints,
still
I mean,
down.
They're
It's still
screwed.
down.
If I were them, I just with the Bucks in the division, you might
You got to
wanna just-
rebuild now because
Yeah.
what are you going to do?
Yeah,
exactly.
Now's the time.
So what
Well-
this tells me is that Carson Wentz can be moved anywhere. I'm still so okay. There's been a lot of talk throughout the past week about where he's going to go. People were saying, yeah, it could happen before the Super Bowl. It's going to happen within the week of the Super Bowl. Everybody was
No.
saying, yeah, the Bears came in with a super big offer.
Yeah.
Then why didn't the Eagles accept it? Clearly,
Right.
they
Yeah,
didn't
what?
actually come in with an offer. It was just the
They were
Eagles
just
say
talking.
that exactly. It's like how in this offseason, or I think like week 2, people were saying, I don't remember when Fournette signed, but everyone was saying, oh yeah, the Patriots are in for Leonard Fournette. He's going to be a Patriot this year. But that was
Isn't it always with every player that we say he's going to be a Patriot?
well, but
and then he's just never a
specifically,
Patriot?
specifically, that was definitely not true because they were just trying to draw up some interest to make it.
I'm just looking. I just checked just for me to make sure he hadn't been traded or something.
Who, Carson? The
Last,
rumor right now
30
is
minutes.
Patriots, Texans
Bears.
are a big one,
Bears.
Dude, if he
and
goes to the
Bears.
What about the Colts? No, they're not in the.
Jackie, sweet.
The Colts were talking earlier,
Colts
but
need
right
to
now
also-
it's Texans and Patriots. Those are the two.
If I were the Colts, I'd be trying to do everything I can to get a quarterback right now because this team is pretty good. They maybe need one more receiver. They got tight ends. They have maybe one of the best O
A
lines.
very
in the
good
league.
defense.
3 defense.
Yeah, I'm just
great
saying,
running
imagine-
backs. They're in a perfect situation. One of
Eagles
the best
are-
top to bottom
yeah.
rosters. All they need is a good quarterback, and I think
Imagine if they
compete
got
with the Chiefs.
Brady. Imagine if they got
The
Brady.
Colts. Oh yeah, I fucking did.
Bruh. Oh my God, that would be ridiculous.
But like, if they strike on Wentz, who's really good they're going to get? Who was an upgrade over who they had last year, which was Rivers.
No one.
Brissett. I mean, he's their current backup. I think
Yes.
He's a free agent.
Oh, he is. I'll be
Jimmy G.
He's
Maybe.
worse than fucking
He's terrible.
Rivers.
He's awful. He's not good.
He's worse than Rivers.
I
Rivers only
honestly,
bad.
I
The
mean,
Eagles-
we're gonna do our next episode will be the Patriots offseason episode that we've prolonged
Yeah.
all year.
If you guys have Jimmy G as the Patriots quarterback,
I don't want that to happen,
Quitting.
but in my mind,
What am I supposed
knowing
to predict?
Bill,
Am I supposed
it's
to
gonna be
predict
Brissett or Jimmy G.
Am I
Let's
supposed to
be
predict the
honest.
draft too? Because I don't know.
Or
No,
Marcus
you don't.
Mariota.
You do not have to do.
No,
that.
you don't have to.
Maybe the
I'm
You can
probably
just
gonna
say,
do
you
like
can
the
just say
first
what
and second
positions
round.
you want them to draft.
Yeah, well, maybe the 15th pick, but I've seen a lot of well, who knows about what they really think? The Patriots always put up smoke screens, but so many mock drafts have us drafting the kid from Alabama,
Kyle.
Jones.
Oh,
I saw
Mac
a
Jones.
mock
What
draft.
position?
I
Mac
saw
Jones? Oh,
I saw a mock draft the other day that had Kyle Pitts going 6.
Yeah,
to
that's
Eagles.
possible.
And I was like, wow, really?
I wouldn't be surprised.
And I saw,
Zach Ertz is probably
and then
gone.
it said they had Smith going 11th, which I mean, I know that he was definitely.
Is that the 49ers?
Sorry, not Smith. Yeah, no,
Waddle?
yeah,
Waddle?
no, Smith. Yeah, no, at 11. And
Okay.
I was like, well, I think some of the people were so excited about him after the game, and obviously since that it's kind of calmed down, people seem to be preferring Jamar Chase, but
Which they should.
I don't know. I don't watch enough college football, but I think you're right. But so he'll probably go, I don't know, 7th or something. But
yeah,
I've seen also some mock drafts about Jalen Waddle to the Patriots. I'm not sure. Will he fall 15? Maybe.
I would love that.
Yeah, that would be. I would be happy. I mean, I've seen some of his stuff, but
so what I would excuse the phone going off there.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying, and this happens every year. Well, not every year because we've had a quarterback every other year. A lot of people are saying that we're going to try to trade up, and people were saying
we're not.
People
when was
were.
the last time the Pats traded up?
Um,
Trying to think.
very good.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, sure.
They traded up for Gronk, but I'm not sure.
Maybe. I don't think so. Well, no, yeah, we must have.
I'm gonna say first round.
Yeah, first round trade up. I can't remember. Did we didn't trade up for
Obviously, this is a special
Gerard
year.
Mayo.
It's the first time the lottery pick.
Yeah,
Forever.
and so I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility for us to trade up to 4, and because right now I'm operating on the idea that 1 is going to be Trevor Lawrence, and then 2 is also going to be a quarterback.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Wilson.
It's either going to be Zach Wilson or Field. I think it's seen a lot of buzz for Wilson. I've also seen more now again for the offensive lineman.
Yeah, Penei Sewell.
I feel like he fits in Cincinnati the best.
Ridiculous.
But they need.
Cincinnati should
who is the
try
third
to trade
pick?
up to 2.
Who is the third pick?
3 is Miami.
Oh, okay. They don't really need. They need an offensive lineman. I mean, I feel like that wouldn't be a terrible.
No, they're probably gonna
They
go
don't
wide
need-
receiver.
they're
They'll
go
probably
wide
get.
out or
They'll probably
trade.
get Chase or trade down.
They might trade down.
If they don't trade down, you think they'll probably take Chase?
Yeah, I wouldn't. That
Yeah.
would be my pick.
You think that would that be a reach at 3?
Probably not. They need a receiver. And
Definitely
he's really
not.
good.
I think
Yeah.
Jamar Chase, to put into reference, everybody's like, "Oh, Devontae Smith is like incredible," and yes,
He
he
is,
absolutely is.
But not
But Jamar Chase did these numbers as a sophomore last year
with other amazing targets in the offense.
with Joe Burrow, with the possibly should have been Rookie of the Year Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
and
He's older than
Thad
him.
Moss, and Thad Moss, who was pretty good that year, and Terrence Marshall Jr., who's going to be probably a first-round pick in this draft. That offense is loaded, and Jamar Chase more than got his. He's going to be
as a
very
sophomore.
good. He's going to be ridiculous.
And he's young. He's only like 21, so he'll probably get 8 years out of it at
versus
least.
Jamar Chase, who's 20. Devontae Smith, who's 23.
Yeah. So, and then
So I'm going to.
do you think that?
To you guys.
Wait, do you think that the Falcons? I've seen also stuff that the Falcons are going to take a quarterback. Is that possible?
I've seen in the last 24 hours, I've seen things about the Washington football team trading for Matt Ryan.
That would be kind of nice.
That I would like that because the football team, as much as I can't like them for various reasons, they have an excellent defense, and I really like Matt Ryan.
And they have some weapons on offense. They got Gibson, they got McLaurin, they got that dude Logan Thomas. So
Yeah.
they want to grab somebody else too, of course.
I
but,
think
you know.
if
Okay,
they do
yeah.
that means they're picking a quarterback at 4. But also, if I'm them, I still think that team is salvageable to a certain extent. Sure, you have the Bucks in your division, but you have Matt Ryan, who is still probably an above-average quarterback. You have You have 2 generational wide receivers. You have.
Well, I don't know. Julio is freaking breaking down.
I think he's got one more good.
All right,
year.
well, he needs to be healthy because he's not. He can't seem to stay on the field.
Mhm.
But yeah,
But if I'm not putting out of the realm of possibility of them trading down. If let's say this happens, if
they put 9
I were
games
to
last year.
offer you guys to trade, if let's say I'm the Falcons and you're the Patriots, I'm offering for you to get 4 and a 6th round pick, and you give me 15, 2022 first, 47, which is or 46, which is our 2nd round pick, and our 2nd round pick next year. So that's 2 1s and 2 2s.
You don't think-
and J.C. Jackson.
I was gonna say you don't think they want a defensive player because
and J.C. Jackson because their secondary sucks.
They want
Are you
something.
doing that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Then-
I mean, then that's probably Fields for us. Then,
For
right?
what? 3?
Well, for 4. So then let's say the scenarios are Trevor Lawrence is obviously going 1.
Yeah.
If the
Well, not if you're Brett Favre. He said that the Jags should take Devontae Smith at number 1.
which is absurd.
Brett Favre needs to shut the hell up. He's making all these crazy comments lately.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna cure CTE.
And then he was like, Deshaun needs to like stop talking. And I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
shut up.
Yeah, let him go. This is
one
what we
asked
need
you.
to move past the taboo of people
Yeah.
just staying where they are.
No, but 4 puts us in the perfect scenario because let's say 1 is gonna be Trevor Lawrence.
2.
I'm saying that. Sorry, Brett Favre.
2 is going to be Zach Wilson.
Let's say in World A, let's say it's Zach Wilson. Then 3 is either a quarterback or it isn't a quarterback. Let's say it is a quarterback, just for worst case scenario. Then we get the number 1 skill position player. And then bam,
Chase,
that's awesome.
probably.
And then
Or
let's say
Snow.
it isn't a quarterback, we get Justin Fields. Let's say Wilson's still on the board, we get Wilson.
Makes sense.
That's
I mean, and also most likely there is going to be one of the 2 because I don't think that Miami's going to make that trade before the draft. They'll probably be picking at 3.
I also don't think that they're going to get him.
Yeah. So.
Wait, so could you repeat the trade package that you have for the 4?
Yeah, so pick 4, and we get a 6th round pick probably this year. We give up 2 firsts and 2 seconds. Our first and our second this year, and our first and our second next year.
I don't know about that.
And JC Jackson.
The only problem is not necessarily the
that.
immediate return, but like, what if it doesn't work out? Then we're completely screwed for 2 seasons.
We're done.
Yeah.
What if it does work out though?
I still wouldn't do
Even
it.
if it
That's not a
does, though,
risk
I mean,
that Belichick or I would be willing to
I don't think
take.
Belichick would take that risk, and then second of all, I don't think that, especially for Fields, who's been, he's definitely the buzz around him is good, but not as much as obviously Trevor Lawrence or as Zach Wilson. So there's still a chance there that he doesn't even succeed at all. And then secondly, even if he turns out to be pretty good, then we don't have any picks. And I know we have cap, but it's not like Belichick signs a lot of free agents.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
If I were the GM,
whoever the quarterback is going to get no help for 2 years.
If I'm the GM, I'm taking that because I'm committing myself to getting weapons. But the big thing is
Belichick, I still think it's that likely, but
Fields is in most draft classes. He's the number 1 pick in most draft classes.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you're factoring that in, if you can get that at 4, and you essentially trade 2 firsts and 2 seconds for the first overall pick. That's
really
how
just 1 first because you're getting a first back.
Yeah, but again, is he worthy of the first overall pick? I don't think so. I think it's easily going to Trevor.
Well,
in another draft,
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying say this was 2013 when Eric Fisher went topical. When Eric Fisher went 1.
Yeah, went 1.
Yeah.
Or how about when Jameis went 1? Do you think he would?
Yeah, he's absolutely better than Jameis. I said.
Yeah, sure. You can compare him to other number 1s. Yeah, okay.
That's exactly what I'm doing. If Baker went 1, I'm seriously considering. I would take Justin Fields over Baker Mayfield in 2018.
I'm still confused that he even went number 1. I remember for many months before the draft, it didn't seem like Baker Mayfield was going to be the first pick, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, it's going to be Baker Mayfield. Okay, here we go. It's
the day of the draft.
Yeah, it was like 2 days before.
Hours.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield is alleged to be the number 1 pick.
Going back to that question that you had earlier about the trading of the picks, the only thing I know is the last time that we acquired a first-round pick, I don't know if we traded up or down for it, was in 2010 when we got Devin McCourty.
That makes sense. And that one worked out pretty good. He got interceptions.
We did really well in the draft up until 2012. We got McCourty 2010. Nate Solder, 2011.
Was
Chandler Jones and Hightower in 2012.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ever since then, we've drafted no one good except maybe Isaiah Wynn. That was the best player out of our first round.
He needs to be healthy. He needs to be on the field to play football.
Yeah.
Oh God, I liked him a lot coming out of the draft.
He's
looking all right when he's played, but
that's the key. That's the clause there when he plays.
All right. Any other quarterback? I guess we'll talk about Watson.
Yeah,
Russell.
Real quick, I actually just want to talk about Russell Wilson. I just want to talk about one thing about Wentz. If I'm the Colts, I go all in on him because I feel like that could work. And they need a quarterback. Like if they don't get one, then they're wasting this opportunity for a great roster. They're never going to beat the Chiefs with freaking Brissett or with. I can't even think of who they're going to get if they don't get Carson Wentz. Teddy Bridgewater,
Mitch.
He's not any better than freaking.
Or they try and draft one, I guess. But again, that's like time off the clock.
For the Colts, for the Colts, you have to realize last season they went what? Last season they went 11-5.
11-5
playoffs.
with Rivers.
They were pretty good with Rivers, who was pretty good. So they need to get some. If they want to put themselves in a position to succeed, they need to do better than that or as good.
So,
But even that, Rivers was put in a really good situation. So, yeah, if you can upgrade a little bit at the quarterback position or even get someone, like you just said, at Rivers' level, you can be successful.
Yeah,
Maybe if you add another wide receiver, like you said.
But I'm thinking if they can get a really good quarterback, this is a Super Bowl level team.
Yeah. I'm not too worried if I'm a Colts fan because I think that Chris Ballard's one of the best GMs,
he's a good
if not the best GM in football.
He'll
always make a trade if he needs to.
Maybe they'll trade up for a rookie. Maybe
Actually, never mind, because that trade wouldn't even go through for Deshaun. If
in the same division, it would be almost impossible.
There's no way.
4 firsts at least would be the asking.
Yeah. I mean, the last time I was looking at it because I was interested in when I was doing my thing. I won't say whether or not I chose this. I was interested in the Sam Darnold trade to the Patriots. And I was trying to think of the last time that we traded. That was Demaryius Thomas to the Jets, and that was
we traded Bledsoe to Buffalo.
It happens is my point, but
it doesn't happen that often.
If it happens with anybody, it happens with Belichick. This is completely separate from the Deshaun Watson thing.
Isaiah Ford.
That's happening. Let's go. Great.
That was the last one.
Sort.
He was on the Dolphins, came to the Patriots, got cut, went back to the Dolphins, and played us again all in one season. How does it even happen?
Terrible.
Revenge tour. Isaiah Ford revenge tour.
Did Belichick really make that trade and was like, yep, all right, we're struggling a little bit.
Imagine he lost the pick. Imagine we didn't get it back because of the conditional thing. That would have been
He didn't play, so he didn't even suit up, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think
he was on practice squad.
Yeah, so Wentz, he's savable. He has an incredible arm, but he needs to go somewhere where he can go hunt. He can't hunt in Philly.
I want him to go to Colts.
God save us.
Yeah. Well,
who else is there? That's pretty much it.
Jameis, there is another quarterback.
Sam Darnold.
Russell Wilson.
He's not going anywhere. I think he's just doing it to try to get a better offensive line. I don't think he's going anywhere.
He's pissed. I think
he is mad.
Maybe he saw the Super Bowl.
The rumors going around right now.
Right
now. It started with Russ wanting more control and better protection in Seattle.
Yeah.
He wants more control over the play calling, and he wants a better offensive line. That's transitioned into that comment that you sent to the chat. I forget what exactly it said. I'll pull it up right now.
Something new came out during the episode. It came out like 20 minutes ago. So I just pulled it up on ESPN.
Yeah,
it was a Zoom meeting. Wilson said, like any player, you never want to get hit. That's the reality of playing this position. Ask any quarterback who wants to play this game. But at the same time, it's part of the job and everything else. I think that the reality is I've definitely been hit. I've been sacked almost 400 times. Side note, that's 100. He's been sacked 411 times, which is 100 more times than any other quarterback during his career span.
Oh, Jesus.
So we've got to be better. I've got to find ways to get better too. And then later he says, I'm frustrated about getting hit too much. I'm frustrated with that part of it. At the end of the day, you want to win.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's a pretty standard statement to make. He's saying, well, look, I'm a great quarterback, but I have my limitations. And if you don't give me a good offensive line, then we're not going to succeed just as an objective. I don't think he's trying to force his way out of there. I guess you never know in this league, but,
Yeah. The key
this isn't the NBA. This isn't the NBA. He's not just going to dip. And he seems super, I did see a couple of years ago, actually, Colin Cowherd reported that his wife would prefer them to be in New York, but and secondly, this dude, he's gonna get a king's ransom wherever he goes, and it's just I don't know. He's not getting. If he gets traded, I feel like they're gonna
come to New England.
They're gonna give him another. No one's coming to the freaking Patriots.
Yeah, anywhere except New England.
Why would you come here?
We have the one thing he wants: a good offensive line.
Dude, Brady winning the Super Bowl hurts us a lot. It shows quarterbacks that you don't need Belichick to win.
Yeah, exactly.
In general, it didn't help Belichick's standing or his prestige at all. It hurt it a lot. Now these great quarterbacks are thinking, well, if I can just go to a team with a good defense, a decent coach.
The two were trying to prove who could win without the other, and Brady won.
And weapons, then I'm gonna go there and be good. Matt Stafford type beat. So and when Russell Wilson ends up on the Dolphins, it'll be the same.
I want to say one more thing about Matt Stafford. Yeah. I'm gonna preface this by saying that Teddy Bruschi was one of my favorite Patriots when he played. So he came out and said when Matt Stafford said, he said anywhere except New England. That was the only place that he wasn't willing to get traded to.
Yeah.
Teddy Bruschi came out and said, Matt Stafford isn't tough enough to play in New England. That was exactly what he said.
Maybe he's
played
right.
with a broken shoulder.
He's right because why would anybody want to play here?
See, it's
too tough.
But no, he's right for the wrong. He's right for the wrong reason.
Exactly.
Gronk retired just to leave.
Yeah.
And he played in freaking Detroit, yo.
It was absurd.
Yeah, we were gonna send him to Detroit. What was the deal even for a 4th round pick?
No, it was probably a 1st.
Second. Yeah.
Was it a 2?
think it was a 2 or 3. And then he retired and then unretired.
Like this is a bitch move. Like really, you just gotta sacrifice us. At least go to the Lions and then retire.
Hey, we needed.
Yeah,
Without
give
him,
us
we might
our
not have won
pick.
that Super Bowl. So
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We did bring him back.
But another thing, or you finish your point. I have something to say about Russ.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a continuation of that Russ quote that you were reading. As we continue to go along the process and I think about my career, what I want to be able to do, it always starts up front. Offensively and defensively, it always does. I'm grateful for the time that I've been able to put in every day to the process. I love this game. I came to play this game to win championships.
Okay, well, let's be real about Russ, though. Let's be real. Russell Wilson isn't as good as Josh Allen. He's not as good as Aaron Rodgers. He's not as clutch as Tom Brady. He's not as good as Mahomes. I don't know. He's maybe not as good as Lamar. Lamar with weapons, I'm taking Lamar, to be honest. So I like Russell Wilson.
I don't know about that.
I
Okay, you know what? Look what happened when we let Russ cook. He got bounced. He got freaking dominated in that Rams game.
So let me talk about that. So when Nick said it started, whatever he said he started with, it really started with Brian Schottenheimer, who his dad, rest in peace, just passed away. One of the best coaches in the 2000s for the Chargers. Yep. His offensive philosophy was essentially let Russ cook. And then Pete Carroll said, no, we're not letting Russ cook. And then that's when everything kind of started.
Yeah, well, he's a turnover machine, so, well, he's not a turnover machine, but,
Pete Carroll might also be one of the most overrated coaches.
I agree with that one. Well, then they should they should trade him instead and then hire somebody else.
I don't think he's terrible, but I mean,
he's overrated. He's overrated.
He's very overrated.
The thing about Pete is that he's good. First of all, he's done a good job of building up the players on his team, but once a player gets to a certain level, like Cliff Averill said, he's like,
no, you can't be as good as me.
Well, but also Cliff Averill said, like, we didn't really listen to Pete Carroll. Like, we just kind of went out and played, like a football. And also, we all know Dan Quinn isn't that great either. That's that defense basically coached itself.
Yeah, pretty much.
So they had a lot of
another quote from Russ. This was from the same Zoom meeting, talking about potential trade calls. He said, "I definitely believe they've gotten calls for sure. I'm not sure if I'm available or not. That's a Seahawks question. The fact that they haven't affirmed with him that he is their quarterback it's absurd to me.
Future seeds of doubt, but I seriously doubt he gets traded this summer. But maybe in someday.
Probably maybe next year there's a considerable
and especially if they this division just got better with Stafford and the Niners getting healthy and probably
they might be the worst team in that.
They might be the worst team in that division, especially if they just don't make a bunch of changes. It's not like they have a super high draft pick or anything.
If Kingsbury can coach a goddamn team.
Yeah,
now Peterson's going to leave too. That's the rumor at the moment.
Well, he doesn't really.
It's not a rumor. He's gone.
And also,
he says Patrick Peterson rips report of departure from Cardinals as dirty rumor.
Oh, really?
Well, you know what? He's old anyway. Let's be real. I don't think he's really contributing that much.
Not a great cover corner.
Yeah, I don't think he's 33 years old.
33 or something. Yeah.
Dude, we have breaking news. Ready for this?
Yeah.
Vikings signed veteran kicker Greg Joseph.
Oh, shut the hell up, Nick. You got me excited for nothing.
Thank you so much. I thought you were saying Carson Wentz just got traded to the New England.
What does this mean for Dan Bailey's future in Minnesota?
Dude,
I'm so curious.
Terrible kicker.
Okay, should we talk about Deshaun, maybe?
Yeah. First off, where do we all think he's going?
I don't know. This is really a weird situation. He's not going to Patriots. This is a really weird situation. I mean, let's just regardless of the situation, they more likely to get traded to the NFC. I think I've seen a lot of buzz about Carolina. I think that would be a good fit, with Matt Rule and all that, and they got weapons.
Joe Brady.
However, regardless of any of that, is this dude going to get traded at all? The Texans are like, we're not trading this guy. And Deshaun's like, I'm not fucking playing. Yeah. So they're just like at a standstill because it's, this happened in the NBA. There's always been more player mobility than the NFL, but especially over if you look at the NBA in the last 4 years, all the stars change teams. If you look at the top 10 players, and then Steph Curry,
you can't just not trade him if he wants to be traded.
And Giannis, players in the NBA, if they demand a trade or they're free agents, they just leave if they want. Like Harden was, and this is the same city. He was like, I would like to be traded. He said it once, and then he said it publicly, and then they traded him literally the day after. Yep. Even though he's a top 7 player, top 8 player in the NFL, it's never been this way really. So it's very confusing. But also the Texans are a horrible organization because I got this dude Easterby just like dominating the owner.
Hey,
Houston sport. Houston sports are down bad. The Astros are
Nick, literally shut up.
He's not completely wrong though. They are
Yeah,
struggling.
Texans now. The Rockets losing Harden.
Yeah,
Rockets,
bro, they're down. They're down bad, guys.
The Astros freaking cheated.
I will never stop saying that. Just because Donis told me to stop, I'm just gonna keep saying it.
And then the Texans, even with him. And also, I don't think I forgot that freaking Fuller is a free agent. He might go to the Jets.
Yeah.
If they lose him, then I have no reason to believe. I mean, the thing is that the Texans is like, they had their trouble. The biggest trouble wasn't exactly weapons. I mean, I know they lost Hopkins, but they had wide receivers and stuff. But I know
it's the front
more
office.
than that. It's the front office. It's the team culture. It's the defense. It's the offensive line. It's the running backs. It's really everything except
pretty much everything except the wide receivers and the quarterback.
Freaking Fuller was dominating until he used steroids, and then I didn't have him for the playoffs. Yeah, I fed him steroids. It was working so well. I've had him twice now where he's been balling out, and then one year he tore his ACL, and then I started using steroids. Are you serious? He put up 53 in a game one time, so I was getting over that.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I have him every year in fantasy with those players, but anyway. Yeah, I really have no idea what's going to happen. I mean, if I had to make a prediction, I'd say eventually he's going to get traded. I really don't think he's going to play. He's too much self-respect. He's too good of a player. The NFL might do a little behind the scenes telling Houston to trade this dude, but
yeah.
Get ready. If he doesn't get traded, get ready for Josh McCown to be the starting quarterback for the Texans.
Oh my
God. He was a part-time player for the Eagles last year.
So, is there a quarterback coming out of this next draft? Because I mean,
there are a couple.
I'm looking at Houston to be the worst team in the league.
Slovis out of USC, Sam Howell out of North Carolina.
These quarterbacks.
Shout out North Carolina. Accept me into your college.
Is there a consensus though? There's no
Sam Howell.
Except you didn't let me into.
No, I said shout out North Carolina. Let me into your college because I haven't got.
Oh,
there's no quarterback. There's no quarterback. Like I mean, there's no Lawrence. There's no Trevor Lawrence.
No, there's no Trevor Lawrence.
Well, Houston might be.
Who's the star next year out of next year's draft?
There are a couple. Well, the best player is not in my opinion so far. It's not a quarterback. It's
that sucks.
I don't know his first name. Calebon Thibodeau. He's a defensive end for Oregon.
Well, that's probably
very reminiscent of Clowney.
If you're Houston, then maybe you should try to get a quarterback because you're not going to get an insane one next year. There's no Trevor Lawrence, and you're going to trade a generational talent in Watson. I mean, think about if you just took Watson's season this year and then put him on the Chiefs, probably threw for like 5,500 yards. He would have been.
Oh my God! Yeah. Also, I'm extremely biased in saying this, but I do think that BC quarterback Phil Jurkovic is going to end up being a first or second round pick this year.
Didn't he get benched this year?
He got injured. Messed up his ankle.
Are you sure?
That's what they all say.
He is currently the he's currently the betting dark horse for the Heisman Trophy. He's going to be electric.
17 touchdowns, 5 picks, 61% completion.
Yeah, but you don't understand how different that is on BC. BC's last quarterback was like
and he's still
10 touchdowns.
They've been terrible.
He's only a junior, or he's a senior this year.
Okay. He's a senior. He's a redshirt.
Yeah, 18. He attempted 2 passes in his freshman year based on this thing here. So,
well, he was behind Ian Book.
Who else is on the team? Dennis Grossel.
He's the backup quarterback. Yeah,
his numbers are all right. Sam Johnson the third. Oh, he doesn't have any numbers. Andrew Landry. He doesn't even have. He didn't even get a pic. He didn't even get a picture. He is 6'5", 215 from Newton, Massachusetts. So
let's go Newton.
Props to him.
Newton.
Yeah, but that's not important. Deshaun Watson, I still think he's getting traded to Carolina. I still think, sure, you get 2 first-round picks for Stafford. Awesome. You could have gotten the number 8 overall pick. They could have gotten the number 8 overall pick and a 6th-round pick. You could have had picks 7 and 8. You could have gotten Devontae Smith and Trey Lance. So just, bam, you lose Golladay and Stafford, you get Devontae Smith and Trey Lance. Awesome. It's already started. Trey Lance he's from Minnesota, so close enough. He went to school at North Dakota State.
He might, if they don't trade for him, they might get Lance. They
still might draft him, but now they're not going to have anybody for him to throw the ball to.
Well, Robbie Anderson.
Not Carolina. You mean Carolina getting him? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that because Detroit picks before Carolina. I wouldn't be surprised.
You think they'll just pick him? Yeah. So much for Goff.
Well, because Goff has he has an out after this year in his contract.
Oh, they'll just say goodbye and he'll go play backup for the Ravens or something.
Cardinals.
Imagine the Patriots bring him in.
I like this guy. Actually, you know what? I'm not sure I would take him over Cam. He's kind of shit.
I would not. I would absolutely not.
I think they're both pretty terrible.
Cold weather.
I think it would work better with our system. I think it would work better with our system.
Cam sucks. Speaking of this, we have to go back to the Cam thing again. The
Dude,
Patriots
apparently
fans
he's
are getting on my damn
seriously
nerves.
still in for. So the 3 quarterbacks that I've heard in the last 24 hours is the potential Patriots quarterback: Cam Newton, Carson Wentz, Marcus Mariota. I want death right now. This is
Cam's
terrible.
Carson would be the best out of all of them by far.
Yeah,
but
I still think that we could save Carson. But the big
Cam
thing about
Newton-
Carson is
No,
that
please, no.
is
No,
that
can we
he's
please not?
he's notoriously done really poorly with hard coaching. Who is the hardest coach in football?
The
Named
hoodie.
Bill goddamn. The
hoodie.
strictest coach. Yeah, the hoodie. There we go. I'm left
We need,
I'm not wearing a-
but no, this is about Patriots fans. People keep be like, "Oh, we just gotta get Cam weapons." Yeah.
Please,
no,
dude, those people-
no more Cam. He
Exile them
sucks.
from the fan base.
They watch games. It's not the receivers' fault. I mean, it is a little bit. It's not like we have great receivers, but we have a couple good ones. And Cam is the one overthrowing them or underthrowing them and making terrible.
Give him Mike
decisions.
Evans. He won't succeed.
He will
right now.
succeed a little more.
Yeah.
Just by throwing up 50.
Let's go. We can throw 10
Yeah.
touchdowns. Yeah.
Remember that pass in the fucking Bills game where he rolled out? He threw
I tried
34
not-
yards in
And
3
not
quarters.
only that, but he single-handedly, whether it was throws or not, he costed us 5 games this season.
Yeah.
Bills, Seahawks,
Dude, this was low-key a playoff
Broncos,
team. That's
Niners,
absurd to think.
With a
And-
decent, with Phil Rivers, this would have
With
been a
Phil,
playoff.
yeah.
team.
Oh my God. That would have been, even though
This
Brady
defense
won
is
the
still
Super Bowl,
good.
that would have kept
and if we get
Belichick.
Hightower and Chung back next year, we could be a
This
solid,
team, we have
solid
the
team.
most
Our
offensive
defense is
players.
offense.
Our
team-
defense is still good.
Hey, give us a serviceable quarterback, and this team's going to the playoffs next year. I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Yep, I hope so.
And who
Speaking
that
of
quarterback
which-
will be, let's
Me.
see. Yeah.
Wait,
it's
ready?
Bro.
We have some. Actually, now
have
might be a good
questions.
time to move in our final segment. We got the questions from the Nosebleeds segment.
Yeah.
So we will dive into it now. Here we go. So up next, we have some questions. Here we go. Let's start off with Ethan's first question. He has a couple here. Best landing spot for Dak if he doesn't return to
Oh,
Dallas.
that's a good
So we
question.
kind
I
of
didn't
forgot
think about
about
that.
Dak, so that's why I was trying to transition to it.
But we forgot about him because
Because we think he's staying in Dallas. Yeah.
I think
yesterday
he's-
it was reported that he's going to get the tag if they can't come up with a long term.
Okay, but then if they do tag him, is he gonna play?
Yes.
All right, let's say he plays.
I haven't heard
but then
anything.
if they tag him, this is it for him. He'll play 1 year and then he'll leave.
Yeah. So let's
Yeah.
say they don't tag him and let's say they can't figure something out just for the purpose of the question. Best landing spot,
Colts.
Oh yeah, that would work.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a QB open team, because if they can't,
Maybe
they don't trade
the,
him.
Maybe the football team. Just
Yeah, I've seen some
just
stuff
to
about that.
spite-
He can
Dallas.
basically be like
What about the
Deshaun's understudy.
What if
Like,
they
imagine
win?
if
If you
Eagles
miss
have
on
two
Deshaun on the Deshaun sweepstakes,
starting
he goes to
caliber quarterbacks.
either Carolina,
I could see him going to a lot of
Indy,
places. Many
Philadelphia would be.
I
an
would love
option.
to see him in Carolina. I
Denver.
would
There's
love
plenty
that.
of teams that could. He's better than their quarterback, and they would like to have him.
Dak in Carolina would be electric.
Yeah.
Imagine Deshaun. Oh no, Deshaun.
I'd like him
I
in
would love
Washington,
to have
too.
Dak Prescott. I mean, not that he would come here.
I don't
but-
think he would come here unless we signed receivers ahead of time or gave
Yeah.
him literally the biggest contract in NFL history or something.
Yeah.
What about like I'm
No.
trying to think around here. Yeah, Miami. Even if they don't get, they're probably not gonna get Watson, but I think they'd rather have.
I think the two
Take their
also
chances.
might be down there
Really, you think that only after one season they're just completely
because
out
I
of
think that they've the organization might have done too much irreparable damage inside the locker room. People say,
Oh,
"Yeah, I
yeah.
don't think he was the guy."
He doesn't even trust himself anymore.
Remember, he said thought it was too easy.
Yeah, but like the second week, he's like, "Yeah, I was really thinking this step up was gonna be a lot harder."
Yeah, I'm trying to
And
think of
then
the
he's
league.
like, "Yeah, man, this is really difficult."
Yeah.
It saved
Bears
me.
maybe. Bears would be nice. Dak on the Bears.
Yeah.
That could work. NFC
Yeah, I'd
team.
still love to see Tua up in New England. This is a completely different question. I'd still love to see.
Yeah. Well,
Ethan, talk to Brian Flores and give us Tua.
I think Dak is gonna.
We'll give you a second.
I don't
for him.
know. I don't know. It's really hard to think about. I really don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I think he's gonna get tagged, and that's just
Yeah.
gonna play one season.
Yeah,
And then
I
again, we also
I
said that
kind of
last
hope
year.
something interesting happens. Either they sign him to an extension or he goes
He
somewhere
deserves
else.
he deserves an extension.
Yeah. After all.
Yeah.
He deserves a
Plus,
bag
if
from
you
them.
tag him, like you guys said,
He's
if
not
you
coming
tag
back.
him, that's basically it for him.
Yeah, because
He's
then
like,
I-
you
you
I
can't
can't
wouldn't
tag
tag
me
him.
play.
my money.
Well,
I'm
I
going
mean-
somewhere else.
The only way, well, if you tagged him and then he played, they could also then just pay him next year.
Yeah.
But then they can't tag him again after this year. Also, be tagging him for 40
Yes.
million. So,
Yep.
43 million or whatever the crazy number is. That's what happened with Kirk Cousins. They just kept tagging him until the cap was too high, and then he went to Minnesota. And so, I think that we may be in that situation right here. I do
Yeah.
think though that he'll probably be in a Cowboy uniform this upcoming season.
I agree.
Yeah, me too. All right, then we have a question from Jack that asks, what QB will the Pats end up with?
Oh jeez,
We'll save this a little bit for next week.
I don't
But
know.
you know, the floaters right now, we have Mariota, we have Wentz, we have.
I don't think it's gonna be Wentz.
I don't think it's going to be any of those. Personally, I don't think it's going to be any of those.
Cam.
I think there's a legitimate chance it's actually Cam Newton.
I would be
that.
so
But
disappointed.
Belichick loves him, and I think really likes his work ethic and all that. Maybe Brissett. I would be okay with that, just because it's better than Cam.
I would rather have Jimmy G than Cam, honestly.
No, Brissett. I would not. I don't want Jimmy
Brissett
G.
better than Cam?
I would rather
Yes.
have Jimmy G than
I
Cam.
don't think so.
Brissett's numbers
I
are.
would.
Well, okay. What about the last time Brissett played? He was pretty good.
Yeah, but I mean, he also had
Under Belichick's
Undisputed
roof,
best
these guys have
offensive
succeeded
lineman.
in the past, so I think
We have a
can,
good O line.
honestly, if I had to pick Jimmy
O-line.
G or Brissett, I would pick Jimmy G.
I'm picking Jimmy G every day.
Yeah, me too.
Because the
So,
scrambling quarterback
2019
didn't work.
2019, Brissett was 18 touchdowns, 6 picks, 88 quarterback rating.
Not bad, yeah.
He was 60.8%.
Who was the head coach before Frank Reich?
It was wasn't it Pagano?
Mark Pagano? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I know Chen was kind of throwing around Mitch Trubisky maybe for the Patriots.
Maybe.
I think there's a chance of just like Case Keenum. I know I keep saying that, but
I'm shuddering.
Okay.
Yeah, but we have a big episode.
Dwayne.
next
Oh
week.
no, Dwayne Haskins already went to the Steelers.
I've even said buzz about
Big Ben?
I hate about saying this. I hate saying this, but I even saw some Patriots thing, something about saying like Jarrett Stidham may be the starter.
Dude, that might be the day that I hand in my Patriots fan.
I should have just
I'd
bandwagon
rather have
Brady.
Stidham than Cam back again. As much as I don't
Dude,
want
I should
Stidham
have
to
just moved to
start.
Tampa
I would too.
next year. Go to college somewhere.
Whoever
not
it
in
is,
New
I
England,
don't.
so I
To
can
be
go
honest,
with someone else.
I don't think it's going to be someone very exciting. Let's be.
I think it's gonna be somebody. Who
Or it could be
might
Mac
not be
Jones.
exciting to most people.
Like who?
I'm not gonna say. I'm not. So I will say that this next week's episode, the Patriots offseason, is the most work I've ever put into any Nosebleeds episode.
It's gonna be a hype one, so we hope you all tune in for it.
I have a good.
But-
I'm very
I don't even know
happy.
what we're doing, so that's nice. But anyway,
We're basically just predicting the Patriots offseason.
Yeah,
I haven't even started
spent,
mine. Don't worry.
I spent everything. I spent all
Allen Robinson
Chandler
will be
went hard
signed.
out with his
I went
salary
so-
cap
I'm coming in with
websites and
wearing a
all
suit.
that.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the next one. A question.
Next question. It's not really a question, but it's technically a question. We'll go for it. Jack asks, who's more cringe? The Steelers or Jackson Mahomes?
Definitely the Steelers.
I said Patrick
Steelers are an
Mahomes.
entire
Jackson Mahomes is pretty
organization.
bad, dude.
I have to go with.
Have you
I
seen
don't
those where he
know.
like dabs up Patrick and then he's like,
Look,
Like,
actually,
what-
I was not okay. I don't like Jackson Mahomes thing is annoying, but the one thing that's annoying wasn't even until very recently. After they lost, he had the audacity to post a TikTok and be like, "We'll be back next season." What are you doing? You're not on the
We?
team. You didn't do anything. What do you mean we? So that's extremely annoying. But the Steelers, I mean, 1st
we'll be
of all,
back next year.
I hate the Steelers way more as a Patriots fan than the Chiefs, so I was very happy to see them
Same.
lose. Secondly, Juju is if he goes, he did say he was like, "I'm going to the Chargers." He might have been joking, but
While he was
did-
playing Fortnite.
playing Fortnite. So, but like Juju had the audacity to just like never be like, "Oh, I shouldn't have done all this stuff." Like he never
Yeah, and
repented.
then Claypool, who I really
And then
like,
Claypool
was
was
like,
all like,
yeah, bro. They're
Dissing
gonna-
on
they're
the
gonna get-
Browns
they're
on
gonna get
stream.
clapped by the Browns anyway.
I'm like, oh, so does that
Shut
mean
up.
that since you lost to them, then you would get also clapped by the Chiefs? You're just admitting that your team sucks. I mean,
Yeah.
come on now. And then they got, well, I'm not gonna say it on air, but Big Ben. I yeah, I just don't like Big Ben. So
He's a deplorable
He's
human.
deplorable. However, I do like the Steelers. Some of
He's
the
terrible.
I like their defense, and I never really had anything against Tomlin.
I personally like Tomlin.
And I like their
Yeah, I like
But
Tomlin.
then again, another Steelers prize, JJ Watt's bitching all over Twitter about
Oh, well, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
what?
somewhat justified.
a little bit, but until you look
Also,
at the
Donald is triple covered every single
Yeah,
play, and
Donald
he still
is
put
triple-
up
yeah.
dominant numbers.
yeah, and it wasn't that
Really,
much
you're
of a-
complaining about not getting an NFL
You don't
Your,
think
award?
your brother.
You think that
I'll say what my brother can't say.
I'm like, you know what? He can say it, and he won't even be fined. He's allowed to say anything he wants. And second of all,
Yeah.
JJ's washed up, and the only game he had that was good all year was against the Patriots and that one touchdown in the Thanksgiving game. So
Yeah.
So anyway, shut up. They're basically equally crazy, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I hate the Steelers. So I
But
Give me
I
the
had to pick
Steelers
one.
on
I'd
that.
probably pick the Steelers. Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, who would you rather have? Would you rather the Patriots be the Steelers team, or would you rather have Jackson Mahomes
If we have Jackson Mahomes, then I get Patrick Mahomes. So I am
I'd rather have
obviously taking Jackson.
No. What if he just showed up? What if
he's
just wanted to
six.
become
He
a
is
Jason?
I'm still
6'10".
taking Jackson.
He is 6'10", so maybe we can get him in uniform.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's really tall.
No way.
Dude,
No
he's
way.
6'4".
No way.
I never seen a picture of him. Hold on.
I'm looking at
Look at him next to to his brother. He's considerably taller than the 6'4" Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes. There he is. Hold on.
6'6".
6'6". Okay. Still, that's massive. He can get out there and play. Come on, look at him. He's a
throw the deep
He's
ball.
huge.
6'6" social media star brother of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
he can like dunk a basketball.
Dude, imagine if he was 6'10".
I thought he was 6'10". I thought,
God.
yeah. Still 6'6" is pretty big. But
Better than N'Keal Harry.
Match him up.
he played basketball.
Moss somebody.
He can dunk. He dunked and stuff. It said he's
Matching up with
6'7".
KD? Question mark.
It said he's 6'7" here. Maybe he can play for the Celtics. We need big men, so we really need anything.
PJ Tucker type role.
We really need anything. What we need is for Kemba to get the hell out of here, and for Marcus and Jalen to get healthy immediately, or else we're screwed. But anyway,
big football
frozen?
podcast, guys.
No. Yes.
No,
No,
he's not. He's moving his eyes. He's just dead right now.
Yeah. Nick, what are you doing?
What you doing, bud?
What? I was looking at the Jackson Mahomes article.
Oh, okay.
Intently reading.
Last question
Yeah.
is from Ethan. What team below 500 this year has the best chance of being a serious contender next year?
What team's
Patriots.
under 500?
I have faith in my team.
I mean, honestly, maybe.
Please, guys, don't disappoint
Think
me.
about this now. With the new schedule, there will be no 500 teams.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much.
I kind of hate this. I'm okay with the
Chargers. Chargers.
Chargers.
No. Why is everybody hyping up the Chargers so much?
Because they almost won.
Their defense is still pretty bad.
No, it's not. They have
on paper
Ingram.
it's good, sure, but they can never perform.
They have a new coach. They have a new coach. They have Casey Hayward, Chris Harris Jr., Derwin James. They got Joey Bosa, Melvin Ingram. They have they have solid players.
Good.
And they have draft picks. And
exactly.
They have a good offense. Let's not front. They got a really good tight end, Henry.
Yeah.
They have great receivers. Offense. They have one of the best receivers
Hunter Henry's
in the league.
Free agent.
Oh, no, it's
bye, Hunter.
Maybe come to pass.
He might come to New England.
Wait, who
Keenan
else?
Allen is one of the best receivers in the league. Justin Herbert's a monster. He's a top 6.
You could say the Cardinals.
Cardinals went 8-8. They weren't.
Yeah.
Oh, they did. I thought they went 7-9.
No, but quickly about the schedule. I like
Jets.
I like maybe the Jags. I like
the
Beast, man. And they have pieces. But I was just watching the video on their collapse from 2017. But SB Nation. But what was I gonna say? Oh, the schedule. I really liked the 7 teams playoff thing, but I do not like the 17 games thing because it's just confusing. I don't like that. I like the way
that you guys ready for someone to go 7-10?
I don't like that. I like the way they had the record 6-10, 8-8. You know, it's just like
it's perfect. It's so nice.
If they could at least add 2 games and make it even. Very weird.
Yeah, what?
Just make the players get injured more. Woo.
Well, no preseason.
I'm not for it.
They're about to have a fucking team in London, so they don't give a shit about players.
Yeah, that's facts.
All right, let's see here.
Who else?
Chargers, decent chance. Maybe.
I think the Chargers are going to make the playoffs.
Maybe the Washington football team, and they didn't go over 500.
I don't. The AFC is way too tough. Yeah. Hell no, the Chargers are not making the playoffs.
Why not?
What do you mean, why not?
The AFC is way too tough.
What if they go? They might
I would pick Dolphins over them.
I don't know. With Tua, they're not going to be much
better.
I would
pick Ravens. I would pick Browns.
You really pick?
I wouldn't pick the Browns. I would say they're around the level of the Browns. Look, they went 7-9. Dude, they almost won like a bunch of games that they should have.
Colts.
Yeah.
Colts. All right. They're going to be in the conversation.
Quarterback.
Chargers.
Dude, Justin Herbert is so good at football.
So good. He's so good.
If you guys haven't heard me on the Justin Herbert bandwagon the entire time, Justin Herbert's pretty goddamn good at football.
Listen to this. Listen to these games here. The Chargers. This is their games. They lost by 3 to Kansas City, 5 to Carolina, 7 to Tampa, 3 to New Orleans. They got 1 to Denver, 5.
Yeah, but that was
Vegas.
First off, that was a benched Chiefs team.
Not that time. The time everyone was benched.
Yeah, 8 to Miami. They only lost 45-0 to the Patriots. They only lost 2 games all season by more than 1 possession.
Yeah.
And they only lost,
and you know whose fault that is? Anthony Lynn.
Yeah, if they win, they could have easily won that Kansas City game. They should have won that New Orleans game. They should have won the Denver game. If they win those 3 games, that's a 10-6 team right there.
I don't know. I don't think they can make. I mean, it's the AFC is extremely tough.
But you need to realize that one of these teams isn't going to be as good as last year. The teams don't just carry over.
Well, that would be the Raiders.
Yeah.
The Raiders.
No, I'm talking. All the playoff teams aren't going to be the same. That doesn't happen in football. There's always a team that falls off. my
The
money
Bills-
would be on
Oh
the
yeah,
Titans.
yeah. It would be the
I think
Steelers. It would be the Steelers probably.
I think the Titans are going to
Steelers
be
are also
worse.
dead.
I think the Titans are
Those are
going to be
dead.
worse. I don't think.
Yeah,
You know
that
what,
could
I'm
be
just gonna
true.
say right now, my playoffs next year is 17. So
Yeah, I think they have a real
Bills,
shot to make it.
Dolphins, Chiefs,
Colts win the division. The
Chargers,
prophecy will come true.
They might. I don't see why not. I think they will.
Browns,
I think they will.
Ravens, Colts. There we
Yeah.
go. That's 7 teams. Leaving
Yeah.
out the Steelers
Patriots.
and leaving out the Titans. No, not the Patriots. It's possible. Depends on the quarterback. We're probably gonna.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that we're mentally prepared for Case Keenum to be our quarterback next year.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Let's have Brandon Whedon as our quarterback. Let's go.
Dude, even if we got like even if we got like Carson Wentz and we like threw it like if we signed like a if we got
Wide
like a
receiver.
drafted wide receiver, stuff like
Jalen
that.
Waddle and Carson Wentz, Jacoby Myers, who I think is a legit QB wide receiver too on any team.
I agree.
You gotta
Yeah.
grab
I
Hunter
think-
Henry in free agency. The O line's nice. Damian Harris healthy. A good defense.
Dude,
That's a good team right there.
The team that I built is loaded. The team that I built is winning the division.
So then you can predict that none of that will happen because
Yeah, exactly.
Belichick
So
sucks.
whatever I say next week, it's not gonna happen. We're gonna trade back. We're gonna draft Darisaw so
Yeah.
we can run a 7 offensive lineman formation.
I
Oh,
saw
no.
somewhere that the page that Belichick isn't on the hot seat, but Belichick the GM might be on the hot seat. We've seen
He's
coaches
never-
lose their GM role before.
Yes.
He would just
Yes.
I think he might just quit though. He's old. He might just be like, well,
Yes.
I'm just saying we need
What if he goes and
Belichick for
coaches?
one more year.
What if he goes and coaches the Bucks defense? Well, they don't.
Oh no.
But no, Bowles is too good, so he just coaches
Foles is
the.
really good, yeah.
No,
just
he
a-
wouldn't do
No,
that. He wouldn't
no,
submit to Brady
coordinator.
like that. He would not submit to Brady like that.
No, he will now because Brady,
No, he won't.
Brady's blackmailing him. He has his, he has his
Tom,
he has a tape on him.
I
He
need
has a-
another ring.
He has a tape on him. He has his Belichick tape, and he's gonna
Oh,
blackmail
no.
him, like Putin. But
Hopefully
and
Joe
Massage.
Brady's
No.
hopefully Joe Brady's our next head coach,
Belichick-
offensive coordinator for the
Belichick's-
Panthers.
Belichick's gonna go to the Chiefs and be the linebacker coach because the son is gonna obviously probably go to jail or something.
Oh
So-
my god.
Imagine Belichick's like,
Oh
yeah,
my.
I'm sick of the head coaching duties. I want to go be a linebacker coach.
Just promote Josh McDaniels already.
No,
Or don't maybe.
Screen
Please,
pass.
no.
Ready? Hey, he would probably make Patricia our defensive coordinator.
I was talking
then-
to Donis about this actually when we were in the group chat. When Josh McDaniel was the head coach of the Broncos, he was there for 1.5 seasons. He went 5-0 to start, and then he finished three
and 20, whatever.
and no, he finished 6-17 after the 5-0 start because he was 3-8 to the end. They started 5-0 and missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then the next season they started 3-9. So
That team wasn't great. They did have Brandon Marshall though.
Brandon Marshall. They got that really famous,
Kyle
kind of
Orton,
famous. They got that famous touchdown where it was like against the Bengals, where it like batted into Stokely's hands at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh my.
and then they beat the Patriots, and then McDaniels was just like super hype and all that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
He was like,
And now he has adopted
Yeah.
Screen Pass as his one and only child.
yeah. So hopefully, speaking of, hopefully he's not the head coach. And also we got Patricia back, so no former
I'm
Lions.
so
No
upset.
former Lions will ever come.
And
to
we
the
really
Patriots.
needed some of them, either Marvin Jones or Kenny Galladay. That's
Yeah.
really
Nope.
disappointing.
Why would they come here anyway? What quarterback's going to throw to them?
Money.
You know
Would have
what?
probably dropped
No.
like 20
We're
minutes.
gonna have a smart quarterback. That's as far as that.
What are we
that's
going to use the receiver for if we don't have a quarterback?
If we
End
get Carson
arounds?
Wentz.
End arounds? No, if we pay
Carson
them.
Wentz.
No, we
read options.
if we
Allen
pay the-
Robinson incoming,
If we
please.
pay the receivers all that money, then there's no money left for the quarterback. So get ready for Case Keenum. He just overthrows Kenny Galladay by 15 yards every time, and then we just run end
Not if
arounds the whole
we-
game.
Not if we trade
Not if
like
we
Marcus
want.
Cannon
For what?
or cut him.
For what? He's not
$8
that much.
million.
cap. Oh wow, that's gonna really help us bring on a superstar. $8 million.
Hey,
What
it
else?
could help. We're already at 72 million in cap space right now.
Yeah. Well, all right. Just hope for the best.
All right, well, that's all we've got for you this week, I guess. We don't really have anything else to say, but check back for our next episode.
No
Next
predictions.
week's gonna
Sometime
be the
next
best
week.
Nosebleeds episode ever.
Maybe we should do
It was a pretty
odds
good
for next
episode.
It'll be
season.
very good.
Maybe.
Let's do that.
I don't
Let's do that in 2 weeks.
Well, the Chiefs are still favored to win next season's championship. So
Yeah.
W.
Plus 500 odds right now.
yeah, they're 5-1 to win the AFC.
That's absurd.
I think they're 11-1 to win the Super Bowl. I saw.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, well, thank you everybody so much for watching. We'll see you back here next week with a full Patriots offseason predictions episode. That one will be good. slower. Oh, I thought he was like changing the speeds, but no. Anyway, from the Nosebleeds podcast, my name is Nick Antonakis, along with Chandler Betts and Stuart Brooks. We will see you back here next week. Peace out, everybody.